Good morning, good morning, good morning, my brothers and sisters. Good morning, and welcome to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So I've been excited to have this wonderful opportunity to come to you today to lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural, normal, and necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. Grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. And that's why we shout good morning, because morning is a good thing. And I'm so glad that you're here with us on today as we lead you in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 4. Thank y'all for coming back for some more. We're going to talk about grieving together. We're grieving together. I think in terms of songs and movies, and I don't know why. When I read that and seen that, it made me think of that one song. Um, I forgot the name of the song, but nevertheless, we're grieving together. I think y'all know what it is. We're gonna talk about grieving together. Let's talk about it, y'all. Grief can feel isolating, but you don't have to navigate it alone. It can feel isolating, but you don't have to navigate it alone. Let me stop right there. This is so very important for you to know and understand. Oftentimes in this journey, we'll get caught up in nobody knows what I'm feeling. Don't nobody know what I'm going through, right? Nobody knows what I'm feeling. Nobody knows what I'm going through, and this is true, right? Because every situation is different, and whether somebody who has not lost who you lost, or even if they have lost who you lost, right? That y'all may be again same storm, two different boats. That both of y'all can experience the same thing and have a different experience at the same time, right? And so uh, don't allow that to push you to a place of isolation, right? Because grief can be isolating, but don't allow that to push you to a place of isolation and say, nobody knows what I'm feeling. Nobody knows what I'm going through. Nobody knows what I'm dealing with. So I'm going to shut myself down and off from any and everybody because you don't have any point of reference. It is so very important for you to know and understand we grieve together. And while people may not, and some people may, right? Sometimes you find comfort, you find village, you find, all of that stuff in people who have a shared experience, right? Sometimes there could be that can be comforting. But even if people don't have that shared experience, you don't want to put them in a position to where you cut off your support system, right? Because we grieve together. Check this out. Grief can feel isolating, but you don't have to navigate it alone. Sharing your journey with others who understand can lighten the burden. Whether it's through a support group, a trusted friend, or a faith community, connection fosters healing. This is what you got to know and understand. It's the connection that fosters the healing. The connection that fosters the healing. And I love it. Whether it's through a support group, a trusted friend, a faith community. This is a faith community and a support group in some type of ways. But connection fosters healing, right? Connection fosters healing. It's something about getting together with other people. It's something about um, It's something about a community. It's something about a village. It's something about connection that fosters that healing, that helps us to navigate, to move forward, that fosters the healing that we so desperately need and desire. Connection fosters healing. When grief is shared, its weight becomes a little easier to bear. Think about this. If you are lifting something on your own, right, it can be heavy. But if you get somebody to come alongside of you and says, "Let me help you with that," and they help you lift it, it lightens the load. It doesn't erase the load. It doesn't take the load away from you completely. But you know what it does? It lightens the load. This is what you got to know and understand about grief. When it's shared, it becomes a little easier to bear. You got to share your grief. You got to share it. You got to welcome in people and individuals of your village, your community, your team. You got to welcome them in and help them to share the load that you're bearing. When you open up, you create space for others to share as well, and that's what's so beautiful. I um, I notice oftentimes, like when we extend the invitation for people to receive Christ, it could be a little um, people could be a little hesitant, but when that first person steps out and that second person steps out, you know what it does right here. You open and create space for others to come forward as well. And I love it. And I'll say it, I'm like, look, we already got two people. They already broke the ice, so you ain't got to be afraid. Just come on down, right? It opens up the opportunity and a space for other people to be able to share as well. And that's the power. That's the power of opening up and creating space to share. Together, you form a tapestry of shared stories, encouragement, and hope. Grieving together doesn't lessen the loss, but it reminds you that you're not alone in carrying it. I love that so very much because it's so true. It doesn't lessen the loss, right? There's no magic pill. There's no magic nothing that's going to take it away instantly. It doesn't lessen the loss, but it does remind you that you're not alone in carrying it. This is why the village, the community, a support group, a faith community, a friend, a counselor, a therapist, a coach, this is why building your team is so very important, because it takes a team effort to navigate what you're going through. The bonds formed in shared sorrow can become bridges toward healing. Y'all hear that? The bonds become bridges. The bonds formed in shared sorrow become bridges for healing. Let those bonds turn into bridges. Let those bonds, right, turn into bridges. Let those bonds of bereavement become bridges towards betterment. You know, I'm going to alliterate it. Let those bonds of bereavement become bridges towards betterment. I love it. Here's your point of application, y'all. Reach out to someone you trust this week to share a memory, a thought, simply your presence. If you feel ready, consider joining a grief support group to find connection and encouragement. Let the act of sharing lighten your heart and strengthen your spirit. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 4. Thank y'all for coming back for some more. We grieve together. We grieve together. You and me and you. Hey, Stacia, today is the day, ain't it? This date is a day I'll never be able to forget. I held my mom's hand as she was leaving this earth. I have peace, but I'm sad. Y'all keep Stacia lifted up in prayers today. Today is the anniversary of her mother's transition. And so keep her lifted up on today. She has peace, but she said, and that is so very possible, right? For those two things to exist at the same time. We got you. We got you, Stacia. Y'all keep her lifted up on today. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all with the love of the Lord. Thank y'all for joining us today, folks. Coming back for some more. We're going to be back tomorrow, same time, same place, with another Good Morning Grief Devotion. Good morning.